Good morning, my virtual attendees. This is first event, Icelandic Liechtenstein Norway grant kickoff meeting for Latvian call. First ever done in a virtual world. The virtual world, a new challenge behind it, brings a lot of a bit hustle now. So we are still in kind of trying to understand how far we go. It's much more harder to start a conference when you don't see any participants. So this is a case currently, and hope today's conference will bring a bit newer presentation, newer experience that we have before. And I think we try our best to try to stick with a 2020 years COVID-19 experience, and everything is, instead of personal feelings and personal discussions, we're having a virtual ones. So for this case, we want to introduce some ground rules for a conference, video conference. We are not certain if everything works, and we hope it works, and we hope we can bring the best for all attendees, and they will have a knowledge, the vision, and the passion to write the best proposals for the upcoming call. So I will start with introducing myself. I'm Kaspars Kalniņš. I'm a national contact point for Horizon 2020. I've been working on a project since many years, and I wanted to give a kind of highlight that Icelandic, Liechtenstein, Norwegian grants been here already for several years. And this year, in particular, there's a cooperation among, whereas a Latvian is leading role for proposal preparation. 2 years ago, they started in Estonia. This year it was in Lithuania, and this year, or today, in virtual world, we're having in Latvia. So the kickoff meeting, to have the kickoff meeting, I think much more mature and better, I will quickly go through some ground rules, just to help us to much more efficiently work in a virtual world. And let's see if I see it. Yes. So first of all, I want to give a quick reminder how things work in the virtual world. I would be very appreciated if all the attendees put their name and surname and country of the attendance. It's important that, it's important that we follow kind of ideas. Within this virtual world, it's very hard to communicate. So it's important for us to bring this personalized space here, and we need to communicate. So the question answer part, which is down below, it's very important for you people who are attendees now to have a communication with panelists, not only with panelists, but with welcoming speakers and with people involved. So it's very important that you're trying to communicate with those people involved. This is kind of a key success for us, that we will get much more attention and much more, let's say, virtual response what's happening. For this one, I would be very appreciated if you're having a questions regarding a program or a panelist. It should be addressed with an @ so the hashtag will be used for a domain what we are handling it. So hopefully this kind of 21st century how we communicate, and hopefully this kind of becomes much more clear when we're starting this first session and the second session. So this is just to give a first feeling of ground rules. I would try to start a virtual welcoming, which was been presented by His Excellency Norwegian Ambassador, His Excellency Christian Odegaard. So I would try to put him through with a welcoming speech for starting of a conference. excuse me, just a second. We are getting through the signal, so it's not as easy as it should be.
Good morning, dear friends. Labdiena, draugi. Welcome to this conference. It's a very great pleasure for me to attend this conference, launching the Latvian call in the Baltic research program. Of course, we would have preferred to have a physical meeting where we could meet in the same room, but the corona situation has done that. It's very difficult still at this time. First, I want to thank the organizers of this meeting for their efforts and for setting up this conference today, where we launch this call and research program, which is an important part of the EEA Norway grants program in Latvia. One of my main tasks as ambassador of Norway to Latvia is to enhance cooperation and relations between Latvia and Norway, and between our two regions. Research and academic cooperation is an important part of that, and hopefully a growing part. That is one of the main reasons for this program, actually. You could ask, why do we, the Norwegian government, Norwegian taxpayers, why do we invest so much money, in millions of euro actually, in this program? There are multiple reasons for that. First, economic and social development in this region, in the Baltics, is what we want to contribute to. Second, as research is a tool for this, we believe that through research and production of knowledge, of new knowledge, can contribute to economic and social development. And the third reason is that we, of course, want to make it possible to establish links, contacts, and cooperation between researchers and academic institutions in Norway and other EEA countries, and here in the Baltic region. That has actually a value in itself. During the last months, when the pandemic has hit all countries over the world, there has been a recognition that no country can solve the problems alone. COVID-19 has shown that we need to cooperate, both to stop the pandemic and to develop knowledge and new methods, medication, vaccines, etc. When I look at the Latvian call under the Baltic research program, and the topics we will hear more about here today at today's conference, all the subtopics mentioned have to do with or are related to the COVID-19 situation in a way. Obviously, the first topic, public health and e-health, has a lot to do with this situation, and maybe we can use this program to bring our common efforts forward. The second topic too, migration, social inclusion, that is also a field for research. We know that the pandemic has created a new situation in these fields as to social inclusion. A lot of people had to stay at home or has been outside the labor market and so on. Also, the third topic, cybersecurity, public security, is affected by the COVID-19 situation, as we know that some countries have tried to exploit the situation, and as many of our countries are more vulnerable now than we used to be before the pandemic hit us. And of course, the fourth issue, regional economic development, employment. When you look at the macroeconomic features before and after the COVID-19 pandemic hit, we see quite severe economic consequences in many regions and countries. Although I have to say that both Latvia and Norway have been maybe less hit by the pandemic than many other countries. And also the last field of where we hope to see more cooperation due to this program, innovative solutions for efficient and sustainable use of resources. That is not less relevant now compared to what it was before March this year. So my conclusion is that all areas mentioned are highly relevant as we write the year 2020, and in a situation where the epidemic seemed to be under control here in the Baltic states and in Norway, but not in the rest of the world. We expect and we hope that this research program will contribute to new knowledge, to new cooperation, to new ideas, to solving today's major challenges, and directly and indirectly to increased welfare and economic and social development. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for today's conference.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your welcoming words. We were going to switch for Deputy Secretary of Science, Dmitry Stepano, from Ministry of Science and Education. So we're going to give his welcoming speech and try to get smoothly as before. So here you go.
On behalf of Ministry of Education and Science, I would like to welcome all participants of this seminar to open Latvian call of open call under the program of Baltic Research Program. This is a very important and extremely necessary program for all our countries, because this is, first of all, this is the first program where 6 countries participate, including Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, also Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland. And also we have a chance to address all challenges important for our countries and make all relevance from research projects. I would like also to mention that this program is also important for European research area, as it it address all 6 priorities defined by the European research area. And also I would like to mention that this is a great possibility for our countries to build research networks and research and also strengthen research networks, and also we see that this program was extremely popular in Estonian call and Lithuanian call, where we have 130 and 80 projects received. Also, we would like to see all those successful projects, but we were not able to grant all of them. We'll submit projects in other programs, including Nordforsk, European Framework Program, Horizon Europe, and others. I would also thank program committee, where we have 8 extremely competent experts, and would like to thank that they helped us to define 5 priorities of this Latvian call, and those are public health and e-health, migration and social inclusion, cybersecurity and public security, regional economic development, including employment and labor market, and also innovative solution for efficient and sustainable use of resources. My colleagues from RIS3 team will also cover these topics in more detail, and you will be able to ask questions. I also would like to see in this program and projects use of open science principle, and I hope that citizen science will also take a place in order to see deep engagement of all citizens. This program will also help us in order to make and build resilience in COVID-19 global pandemic time. We already in Latvia started our Latvian state research program devoted to COVID-19, where we have 3 top priorities, including ICT technologies, health, and also social and economic models. And finally, I would like to thank all our partners, including His Excellency Norwegian Ambassador in Latvia, Mr. Christian Odegaard. Also, I would like to thank Research Council of Norway, especially to its senior advisor, Bridget Jakobsen, and also Ministry of Education Research of Estonia, and Council of Research from Estonia and Lithuania. Thank you.
Thank you, Dmitry, for your welcoming words. Hope this is a bit smoother than before, because now we will have a live welcoming speech from Director from State Education Development Agency, Dita Tridas. So I will try to switch data on.
Hello. Hello, dear participants. So this indeed is a session where you see all the faces which invested, I think, already a year, even more time to make this program happen and launched now. So State Education Development Agency is implementing agency of this program. So I'm grateful to be in this role for this program. It's pity that I don't see you, but I hope we will meet, because when the project application phase will start, then I hope we will be seeing each other also. But actually, as the implementing agency, our task, of course, is like an extended hand of ministry and our sincere donor, Norwegian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, really to help with the project call, with the project application evaluation, and for granting the successful applications. As to not only hands, but our heads, yes, our role is to help you, to assist you, to consult and advise in order that your projects afterwards, after granting, when they are in implementation phase, then they really go smooth and help you in a legitimate way to really to make a very good use of this money. State Education Development Agency in Norwegian program has 3 activities for your knowing. Not only this Baltic research program, but also fellowship program for our young researchers and students in master and bachelor degrees. And one new challenge for our agency, a part of these 2 programs, is innovation centers for our youth. So all these programs together make 14.5 million euro support from Norway. And this program call, which we waited so long, and we hope that our colleagues and neighbors' experience in managing these calls, Estonia and Lithuania, will be of good lesson and good help for us to really to make it smooth and functional. So our call is 7.5 million big. Actually, I hope that with this money, really the relationship and cooperation between the researchers in our countries and Norwegian scientific institutions will increase, and that actually the projects made together will be of added value to the Baltic research area and its prestige and role in a whole European and Nordic and Baltic research area. Because actually, indeed, the aim of the program is to strengthen this human resource capacity, which regards to our research capacity. And I hope that involving doctoral and postdoctoral study and research seems that they will really be impetus for the contacts and cooperation furthermore, because everything can be developed only if time after time it has some signal and some project together which brings researchers together. I really hope that it will go fast and well. Program will end on 2024, and I hope that by that time the cooperation and ideas exchange and routines exchange will be again a little bit better as it was. So is the aim of this program. I wish you very luck and success. I really hope that my staff, which is involved as implementing agency in consulting, advising, and organizing the project calls, that they will be of the good help for you. If something, just give us a sign. Good luck. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dita. This is encouraging words to participants and for Latvian coordinators to submit the proposals. So let's get to the strategic basis of a research program. So for this reason, I want to introduce Ms. Birgit Jakobsen a senior advisor from Research Council of Norway. So I will switch for smooth switching for a video welcoming and video lecture.
For the invitation to this launching event for the Latvian call of the Baltic Research Program. This will be the last call, and it reminds me of the startup of this program. In 2016, the Research Council of Norway invited Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania to an informal expert meeting in Oslo to discuss a future cooperation in a joint Baltic research program under the VIAA and Norway grants for the period 2014 to 21. the expectations were high. Latvia and Estonia had already participated in bilateral research programs with Norway bilaterally under the EEA grants in the former period. Some feared, though, that it would be difficult to match research capacity in the Baltic region. However, the first and the second call of the Baltic Research Programme in 2018 and 2020, administered by Estonia and Lithuania, have proved the opposite. We are therefore looking forward to Latvia's call. My structure of this presentation will be as follows. I will first say a few words about the EEA and Norway grants. Then I will describe the strategic direction of the program and the aims. What is the intention with joint projects? What are the expected results? And finally, how could you match your research interests with Norwegian partners? Anybody who has collaborated with a group of different people knows it requires both personal skills, competence, and good communication to get it working. We know it from our personal life, we know it from engagement in social networks, and from interacting with our colleagues. Widening our collaboration to new areas and new people requires attention from us in how we communicate and how we do things. In research, the motivation for finding new partners lies in finding a perfect match, supporting your own scientific interests. Science has got an inherent attribute to it, an interest for developing a research field and to move science forward. Mutual interest and complementarity are therefore important ingredients. The EEA grants has the ambitious goal of reducing social and economic disparities in Europe and strengthening bilateral cooperation between specific countries in Europe and Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein. Today's matchmaking event will serve you, the researchers, as a platform for developing network. We are looking forward to many strong applications to the Baltic Research Programme in this last call. I am working as a senior advisor in the Research Council of Norway, and the Council has the role of so-called program partner in the Baltic Research Programme. And together with the authorities in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, we have been able to form a strategic research program. The total budget of the EEA and Norway grants in the period 2014 to 2021, implemented from 2017 to 2024, is 2.8 billion euros. 15 countries are involved and receive EEA and Norway grants. Research, education, and innovation is one priority area under these grants. More than 200 million euros goes to research. The total funding for research has almost doubled compared to the previous period, which means that we have room for more projects and bigger projects, implemented through 5 research programs, one of which is the Baltic Research Programme. Here you can see or get an impression of the size and distribution of funding in the research program. Lithuania has been a newcomer in this period and thus enabled us to establish this joint Baltic research program. As you can see, Poland is the largest country within research, and then Romania comes as a number 2. Since we only had 2 countries of the Baltic research program before, we have significantly increased the budget in total. Portugal has not one sole research program. For Portugal, it has been established a research, innovation and education program, including thus a program committee handling applications for research. The Czech Republic has also significantly increased the amount, as you can see here. The basis for the EA grants and Norway grants is a regulation on the implementation of the European Economic Area, the financial mechanisms. Experiences made in the former period resulted in revisions to improve the regulation. The guideline for research programs is based on the principles stated in the EU framework program, and the principles should therefore be familiar to the researchers. The guideline for research programs are streamlining rules, so to say, of the management of research programs in all the countries with whom we cooperate. Based on experiences in the former period, improvements have also been made in this guideline. Transparency and predictability for the researchers have been important goals. Here you can see the areas within which Norway and Latvia collaborate under H2020. As you can see, ICT, health, food, energy and security have dominated as strong fields of bilateral cooperation. The main goal of the Baltic Research Programme is to enhance research-based knowledge development in Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania through research cooperation with Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein. The EEA and Norway grants provide instruments for the realization of the joint Baltic research cooperation aimed at approaching joint challenges. We have appointed a joint program committee consisting of 8 members with 2 scientific experts from each country. The themes covered by the program have been jointly developed due to a strategic approach to the Baltic region, supporting the interest of the participating countries. The Research Council of Norway is the program partner, and the program is open for researchers from Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein as well. The program represents an opportunity to learn from cooperation with neighboring countries and doing this with research partners from Norway, Iceland and Liechtenstein. What will you achieve from this? In Latvia, you will acquire experience as a project manager. All program documents will be in English, ensuring transparency for all partners. You learn the tool for applying Horizon Europe, as the guideline for research programs is in line with the EU framework program. And you will be working with interesting research questions with neighboring countries. The program shall strengthen multilateral relations with the aim of stimulating long-term cooperation, capacity and competence building, and shall provide a step for future collaborative research projects on EU and regional level. An important objective of the program is to strengthen human resources in research through the facilitation of international relations and involving PhD students and postdocs in the projects. The projects will run for 3 years, and the total amount of grant per project is up to €1 million. When all Baltic countries are in, the applicable amount in total is €800,000. It is, no, if all are in, you can apply for a maximum €1 million, and if only 2 Baltic countries participating, then the total applicable amount will be €800,000. It is required that the project has at least one partner from Norway, Iceland, or Liechtenstein. What are the expected results? Well, this is a joint program in all aspects, and the results will be evaluated on the basis of joint applications and joint publications. These are the areas covered by this call. Complete specification of the call will be presented by my colleagues in the Ministry of Education and Science of Latvia. I have put this in my presentation because it is possible to get an overview over all the research institutions in Norway on the link euraccess.no. Here you can get a complete landscape or a complete overview of the landscape in Norway, which might be useful for you. Here are the links to the Research Council of Norway, where you can find some background information and also register in our database so that other partners in relevant countries may find you. The research cooperation is based on mutual trust and efforts from the political and administrative side in our countries to create new opportunities for you, and we are here to assist you. Thank you for your attention and good luck with the application.
Hello to everybody. I am Katrin Piller from Estonian Research Council, and today it's my great pleasure to give you a short overview of the first call launched in Estonia under our program. So it was already in October 2018 when we organized kickoff in Tallinn, and we faced a really huge interest towards our program and our event by having over 2,000 participants. And it resulted in really high number of proposals submitted to our program. By deadline, 31st of January 2019, by application deadline, 130 proposals were submitted. And in our call, project promoters had to be positively evaluated research institutions established in Estonia, and project partners, at least one partner from Estonia or Latvia, and at least one partner from Norway, Iceland, or Liechtenstein. All the proposals were submitted via Estonian Research Information System. As said, the competition was really tight, and it was requested over 100 million euros, whereas our available budget was 6 million euros. Taking a look at the proposals, we may conclude that from donor countries, mostly Norwegian institutions were involved, and from Baltic side, in more than half of proposals, both Latvia and Lithuania were involved. And luckily, there was one project also which involved the sixth participating country, Liechtenstein. University of Latvia was in Estonian call the most involved partner in 22 applications, followed by Vilnius University and Norwegian University of Science and Technology in 14 projects, and then Riga Technical University and Kaunas University of Technology in 10 projects, and then, as you see, followed by many other institutions. In our call, we had 6 thematic priorities set by International Program Committee. And here you can see kind of ranking list, which of the challenges were mostly addressed. In 58 projects, more effective use of resources was studied. In 56 projects, environmentally friendly solutions. And in 55 projects, public health, translational medicine, or health technologies were studied. And then 3 other challenges in 34 projects: economic development, employment, labor market questions. In 20 projects, migration and social inclusion. And in 11 projects, regional cybersecurity or public security was studied. All the applications were evaluated by international experts and later by program committee. The funding decision was made by the Ministry of Education and Research, and 7 outstanding projects finally were able to support and to give a research grant. All projects last for 4 years, except a few of them. And we may also conclude that many of those projects require collaboration between different research fields. For example, in one of funded projects submitted by Anneli Uusküla, University of Tartu, they combine medical and computer science in order to tailor cervical cancer screening to individual needs. This project has partners from Norway, Latvia and Lithuania, namely Cancer Registry of Norway, Riga Stradins University and Lithuanian University of Health Sciences. Then several our supported projects deal with environmental impacts. In project submitted by Leho Tedersoo, University of Tartu, they study different land use in the context of climate change using the soil microbiome. And the partners are Tromsø University, Arctic University of Norway, Latvian State Forest Research Institute Silava, Lithuanian Research Center of Agriculture and Forestry, and there are also partners from the third countries, University of Copenhagen and Natural Resources Institute, Finland. Then another project submitted by Tarmo Soomere and Baltic or Tallinn University of Technology. It seeks to find environmentally friendly solutions and technologies that take into account the specificities of the Baltic Sea coastline and help assess the condition of the beach and the risks of coastal construction. The project has the following partners: Norwegian University of Science and Technology, Latvian Institute of Aquatic Ecology, and Klaipėda University. Then a very topical area at the moment is renewable energy. And one of our supported projects submitted by Andrei Blinov and Baltic is aimed at developing low-power battery-based energy storage devices used in households. They are having several partners: Norwegian University of Science and Technology, Riga Technical University, and Kaunas University of Technology, and also partners from the third countries, from Spain and Portugal. And then in one project submitted by Lauri Vares and University of Tartu, different applications of new bio or wood-based materials will be explored, where plastics of fossil origin have so far been used, for example, in car industry or in packaging. The project has partners in Norway and Lithuania, Norwegian University of Science and Technology and Vilnius University, respectively, and also linked to industry, Estonian companies Granul Invest and CH Polymers. Then we have a separate project submitted by Ülo Valk and University of Tartu, which focuses on heritage-related processes in rural areas of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Norway. And last but not least, there is a project submitted by Judach Leyen and University of Tartu, where all the Baltic countries and Norway partner are studying cultural differences, what we have in academic writing, and the partner organizations are University of Bergen, Liepāja University, and Vilnius University. So most of our projects started their activity in January this year. One project will start in September, and most of them will end by December in 2023. And we have also had a kickoff seminar for our projects, and on the conditions it was conducted also in Zoom platform. So we have had kind of influence also on our call and on our project activities. But I want to say to all researchers, and particularly Estonian researchers, on behalf of Estonian Research Council and our program operator, Minister of Education and Research, that we are sorry that so many good applications didn't receive funding in our call due to lack of budget, but we really encourage our researchers to submit the ideas in Latvian call, and we hope that you did it in Lithuanian call. And when the results will be announced, I hope that there will be more projects which have got the opportunity to be implemented in forthcoming years. So we thank the organizers of today's webinar, colleagues from Latvia, and wish you a pleasant follow-up of today's seminar. And thank you once more. Bye-bye.
Hello to everybody, dear participants of the launching event. My name is Jūratė Dievižienė. I am from the Research Council of Lithuania, and I am responsible for the implementation of the second call of the Baltic Research Program. I hope all of you are doing well and enjoying the last week of the summer, and now you are ready to already to start your work and your cooperation in the Baltic Research Program. I will tell you about results of the second call in Lithuania and the stage where we are now. So I will start my presentation in a few seconds if I succeed to. Yeah. I hope you can see it. So, in the spring of 2018, Lithuania signed a national level of memorandum of understanding with Iceland, Liechtenstein, and Norway on a number of new programs, including the Baltic Research Program. And the total allocation was more than 100 million euros. And one of these programs, which were funded by donor partners, donor countries, was Baltic Research Program. Lithuania actually the first time participated in this program. We didn't have experience until now. So for us it was quite a challenge, but I hope we are dealing quite well until now. So the aim of the program was to combine national priorities into a joint research program. This is a new instrument, actually. Then three Baltic countries launched a joint program. And another aim was to pool resources and expertise available in the Baltic and donor states and provide the critical mass needed to achieve high impact results. As you know, the program is managed by program committee and by the documents approved by all participating states and by program and administered by program operators. Lithuanian Research Council works as program operator in Lithuania. And here you can see the budget of the calls. The e-call is the smallest one, but almost equal to Latvian call, and the Lithuanian call has the largest budget, 10 million euros, a bit more than 10 million, with even to include co-funding. When we launched our call in this spring, we based our call on we took into account several aspects. First of all, we took experience from the first call in Estonia. Also, the close consultations with partners from Baltic countries were in a constant way, and also with donor countries. Also, we bear in mind the priorities of the new Horizon Europe program. And with the national focal point, our Ministry of Finances, they asked us to bear in mind also revisited priorities of Lithuanian smart strategy. And also we aligned had to align our call with the program objectives, and all these aspects and all call documents were approved by the program committee consisting of 8 members from Baltic states and from Norway Research Council. What is the difference from the first call in Estonia? First of all, the main difference is that project application for the funding must include partners from 3 Baltic states. In the Estonian and I guess in Latvian call, it is the requirement is only 2 partners from the Baltic states. In our call, it was obligatory to have all 3 partners from Baltic states. Our aim was to increase success of the applications, because the first call had a very low success rate, I guess about 5%, which is really very low. And another difference is evaluation procedure. The applications were already evaluated by the international independent experts and by the panels composed from these experts. And the decision and the final ranking list will be approved by the program committee and Lithuanian Research Council. Also, another decision of the program committee and suggestion, and it was decided to do so, to select for funding at least 1 project proposal from each thematic priority, which is above the threshold. If there will be no proposal under the thematic priority which reaches the threshold, then it will be selected from other thematic priorities. And also the restriction was introduced, taking into account the results of the first call in Estonia. And applications submitted to the call will not be considered for support if a similar application already was funded by the Baltic Research Program under its first call administered by Estonia. Both theme and research group principal investigator will be considered in this regard. The call was open on 3rd of February this year and closed on 3rd of April this year as well. So these are the main differences of the call. And now here you can see the thematic priorities, that because the projects in the call have to address the challenges of the Baltic region in the following areas. The areas actually are quite similar to Estonian and Latvian call. However, some these priorities probably will be taken from a bit different angles. So one of the priorities would be technologies and innovation development, cybersecurity, preventive and personalized medicine, culture, migration and inclusive society, economic, social challenges, and innovative society. One of the reasons why these priorities have similarities with the calls is that very good applications which were not successful in the previous calls could apply in the next one. So now we came up to overview of the proposals submitted. We received less applications than in the Estonian call because probably of the requirement of 3 participants from the Baltic states. So we received 79 applications in the e-submission system of the Research Council of Lithuania. And here you can see the main project promoters and principal investigators coming from the Lithuanian institutions. The most active was Vilnius University, then the next one, the second one by activity was Kaunas University of Technology, Vilnius Magnus University, Klaipėda University, and the rest goes for other various research organizations, research institutes, and other universities. As you see, the smallest amount of the grant requested was 510,000 euro, a bit more. And the biggest one, 1 million euro, which is the maximum could be requested in the call. So the average grant requested is actually close to the maximum, more than 900,000 euros. Total amount of applied funding was almost 75 million euros, which is, as you see, 7 times bigger than the budget available for the call. If to look at the gender balance of in the call, out of the 79 principal investigators, 43 were males and 36 were females. So I would say that the balance is quite very good, I would say. And the gender balance within the senior research team of the project promoter was 42% of males and 58% of females. So females prevail in the research teams. To clarify, the participants, 79, we received 79, but that after the administrative check, finally, the 76 went for the expert evaluation because 2 were rejected because they didn't meet the requirements for the applicants, and 1 just withdraw the proposal in the beginning of the expert evaluation was started. So these figures I present here, they just they are presenting the general situation of applications submitted, but not of applications evaluated by the experts. So now if we have a look on the research areas covered by applications, so generally in 41 applications, more than 1 Frascati research area was listed. And 38 applications, a bit less than half of them, by percentage, indicated 1 research area. How we calculated, in the application form, applicants indicated themselves the main research field of their proposal, and then a supplementary research field if there was any. So the calculations were made from the applications, from the statistics submitted in applications and indicated by the applicants themselves. 10 applications were of cross-disciplinary nature in terms that they include social sciences and humanities, or otherwise social sciences and humanities-based proposals integrate research from other research fields. So the first in the first graph, you can see the main research fields of proposals, the division between the main research fields of the proposals. And in the second, on your right side, here you can see the division between all research fields indicated in the proposals. So there are differences, if you see. If we look at the main research fields of the proposals, we see that social sciences were very active. Then the natural sciences also 18%, social sciences 35%, then 24% were submitted in engineering and technology. Medical sciences submitted 11% of the proposals as a main research field, and the fewest proposals were submitted in humanities and arts, as well as in agricultural and veterinary sciences. Similar picture as the fewest proposals, looking at the all research fields indicated in the proposals, is regarding the agricultural and veterinary sciences and humanities. And as concerns social sciences, we see that here the percentage is less, 29%, and natural sciences have the similar percentage, also 29. So, and they become quite equal if to look at all research fields indicated in the proposals, and engineering and technology also is the similar figure as looking at the main research field. Now, if we look how applications address the challenges in the priorities, we see that most of the proposals were submitted for technologies and innovation development, 33 proposals. The fewest number of proposals was submitted in cybersecurity area, which was the case in Estonian call as well. And then in preventive and personalized medicine, we have 14 proposals, and social sciences were very active. Culture, migration and inclusive society, 20 proposals, and economic, social challenges and innovative society, 16 proposals. That we could see in the previous graph as well. So what is different from Estonian call, that 72 proposals of 79 proposals submitted to the call were indicated that they are addressing only one challenge. In Estonian call, the normally proposal indicated that it addresses several challenges. So here it is a different picture, and there were only 5 proposals addressing 2 challenges and 2 proposals addressing 3 challenges. If we look at the project partners in the proposal submitted, so here we can see that, of course, the most active partners are from Latvia, Estonia, and Norway, but also Iceland is active, 17 proposals, which includes the partners from Iceland. Also, we have partners from Lithuania as well, in 10 proposals, third countries, partners from the third countries in 3 proposals. These countries are United Kingdom, Republic of Belarus, and People's Republic of China, Hong Kong, and Liechtenstein in 2 proposals. As regard partner institutions, Sorry, oi, sorry, oh, sorry. Sorry for some technical issues. I'm not used to make presentation online. As regards the partner institutions, the most active was University of Tartu and Tallinn University of Technology, then University of Latvia and University of Iceland also was active. Tallinn University, Riga Technical University, and other universities, Norwegian universities, Norwegian research organizations, you can see on the screen. So we're at this stage where we are now. We are now at the stage when the expert panels finished their work, and the results of the panels and evaluation by the panels has to be approved by the committees of the Lithuanian Research Council. And then these results will go for the program committee. They will look at the final ranking list and select proposals for the funding. Taking into account the budget of the call, we expect to fund from 10 to 12 proposals. So, and we expect to have the decision of the program committee in the beginning of October, and to announce our call results in the second half of October. And the project will start in the beginning of the next year, from the 1st of January. So between October and January, we have to negotiate to conclude the grant agreements, and in order the projects could start from the next year. So thank you very much for your attention, and have a fruitful launching event. And I wish you success in the call. Thank you.